Welcome to Main Contained Fishing. As you can see, me and Mike's back out with mainstream fishing. Mr.
Yes,
Jermaine
sir.
from good old New Jersey, right?
Yes,
Did I get
sir.
it right? Yeah, New Jersey.
Holy shit, man. Hold on. Let's take a moment to recognize that this is the first person that actually knows where Maine is from and doesn't think he's from Maine because of his
Yeah.
YouTube name. So I just want to recognize that because that never happens. Even I thought he was from Maine at first. So that's pretty impressive.
So
my boy pays attention. I like that.
Yeah.
Like that.
So
I get subscribers all the time. And the first message I get is, "Are you from Maine?" Excuse me, y'all. I'm coming down with a little something, but figured I'd power through it to get on here and talk some fishing since I can't fish. This is like my therapy.
Yeah, it's I was telling Mike that here in South Georgia we're fixing to have some 20-degree weather, and it's like
you're losing out mine.
And I have to work in that crap. So, but yeah, Jermaine, welcome to Main Contained Fishing Podcast.
Yes, sir.
For all my YouTube people, he has a YouTube account, Instagram. You don't do Facebook, do you?
Not too much. I'm on there, but it's just like my personal account.
But look him up on YouTube. He has some good content.
I try.
And, so go over and like his page if you hadn't. Give him a sub, and we'll work through it tonight. Yep. And for all my Facebook users, make sure you go over to facebook.com/StreamYard and allow the permissions, so we know who's commenting, who ain't. Okay.
Unless you really like being known as Facebook user.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Sorry, y'all.
We got Scott in the house, Mr. Tim Williams, Frank.
Scott is like everywhere, man. Every single live stream I'm in, Scott's just chilling down there in the stream, man. It's awesome.
Scott's loyal. Scott and Frank, they're my guys. Frank, leave me alone.
Since I started watching your stream and talking to those guys, man, it seems like they're always in your stream, and then they jumped in mine, and then they jump over to everybody else's.
Those are the guys right there.
Yeah, I saw the stream. I played it back the other night when y'all had Alex Rudd.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. Rudd gets going. That's why I like having Rudd on. Rudd's one of those guys. You get on him, you ask him a question, you sit back and go for the ride. He's gonna start.
Dude, he is the funniest, most intelligent redneck you'll ever talk to.
That is the greatest way to describe it.
Like he will go from talking about filleting crappie and eating them to the existential crisis of the economy, and then back to that dude is so highly educated, but yet can do both worlds.
Yeah, he's definitely. Well, I'm not gonna say low. I think he's 6'4", 6'5", like me.
He's a big man. Yeah,
he's a big country boy, but he's smart. He's smart.
Yep.
So Jermaine, you had a chance to go fishing in Alabama a while back.
Yes.
With Mr. Chad Hoover.
Yes.
Of kayak bass fishing, what everybody knows him as. I see you wearing the hoodie that he ripped off his back for you.
Yeah. Right? Honestly, I didn't even plan that. I had it on all day. I was just chilling. So, but look, it worked out.
So how'd you enjoy fishing that lake? Where'd y'all go? Gunnersville?
Yeah, Gunnersville.
The Knucklehead tournament.
We were allowed to fish Gunnersville or Wheeler. And,
Wheeler. Yeah.
And anything in between. But I found a spot. I actually got to go back for the Lord willing, I'll be able to get back down there for the championship. I should be good to go. And I got a little spot. I'm not gonna give it up, but I got a spot that I think I'm gonna go work. I caught my good fish there, and I should have went there all day. It was in my gut, one of those gut feelings, and we made a last minute call. I think we had 3 hours left in the tournament, and we didn't have signal. So my GPS said it was going to take 35, 40 minutes to get to the spot. So when we get on the road, we start driving it, we get signal instead of an hour and a half. So the two guys that are with me literally look at me and they're like, "Are we still going?" I'm like, yo, we gotta go. We gotta go. So I ended up catching that 20 and a half over there. And my boy Pat actually, excuse me, ended up catching 3 good fish. A little too late for Pat. Pat, he didn't get into the qualifier the day before, but he was just happy to get his hands on some fish.
So tell us how that knucklehead worked. I know that I know Chad had some.
It was awful.
It
was disgusting.
Kind of some big some big YouTubers like Wendell Fishing, Gramps.
Yeah. So it was a YouTubers tournament essentially, and the way it worked was each YouTuber would pick 4 months, and the winner of each month would win a spot on their team, and then the team would go down, and the 5 of them, everybody would have to catch 1 fish, and each of your longest fish was your 5 fish limit. So it was pretty dope. It was cool to watch the team shape up. You got to see some heavy hitters go one way. You know, a couple of big guys and ladies. Excuse me again. Big shout out to Liza. She's a hammer down in Florida, and she was over on Team Gramps. They had a couple hammers. I think they were the fan favorite to pull it off, but yeah, it came down to the wire. You know, came down to I think the last 30, 40 minutes, and somebody stuck. Nothing crazy, but just enough to get the win. You know, by 0.5 or something like that. So it was a fun event. Hell of an event. Food was amazing after. Everything was great. You know.
So did you have to see the new headquarters down there that Chad got built?
Yeah. Oh yeah. His headquarters. The headquarters is dope. Very dope. And it's right on the river. Like if he told you to wait 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you could go cast. So it's like right on some riprap. You know, I'm not gonna say I don't know the river like that, but I imagine you might be able to catch something right there. You know, but
cool.
It's the whole experience was dope. The whole setup was dope. It was something I really enjoyed, and I definitely want to get back to. Only thing I wish they could have. It's when you get 70 people together or more. Yeah, it's hard to get them all together for 3-4 hours, especially. And this is where the new tournament we're doing, that's what they're kind of trying to bring in.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, that adventure series is going to be cool because there's going to be that window of time where you can like hang out after. Like, because you're not really, they're doing the weigh-in in a theater. So you're going to be hanging out in a movie theater. So you're going to be able to chill in AC, get some hydration going, you know, relax a little bit, talk. It's not going to be, most of the live tournaments I've done, like, it's a bunch of tired ass dudes standing in a parking lot wanting to go home because they love it. You know, whereas this, you're going to be able to sit in a theater and see the whole presentation. You know, everything's going to be there. And so it's going to have some production value to it. So it's going to be cool to do. I ended up, so I was going to tell you this, man. I took the whole week off, dude.
Yeah.
So my plan is, even if you can't go down for a full week, I'm going to go down. I may even rough it for like the first couple of days. And if you're going to come down later in the week, what I may do is there's a couple of places that are right on the river. And apparently they have like basically primitive camping spots. Basically you can just camp in your car.
Okay.
So I'm going to just like go do that for a couple nights.
Okay.
And then, you know, if you're able to come down for the full week, cool. If not, my goal would be to try to get like 4 or 5 guys together and just split an Airbnb and not even worry about it.
Yeah.
But if we can't get that many people, I'm going to go down and rough it and do a little bit of pre-fishing before you get down there, probably. Have you meet up with me, and then we'll check into wherever we're staying and then fish it out. Because my boss mandated a 5-day, so we have to, for some reason, take a full 5-day vacation. Okay. Like I have to take a 5-day consecutive vacation. So I'm like, I'm already fucking going down there for 2.5. So why not add another 2.5?
Yeah.
It's going to be real awful to have to fish the Susquehanna for 5 days. Like it's going to break my heart to have to do that, you know, but I'll suffer through it.
Now that's the one Greg Drury.
Greg Blanchard, yeah. Drew
Greg
Gregory. I don't know why I keep saying them names back up.
Yeah.
Drew Gregory.
I say it all the time. Drew Gregory. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's holding the one in Georgia.
Like soon, right?
I think it's in May.
Yep. Yeah,
in
because they're
May.
going for the shoal bass or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Freaking.
And I'm gonna get in on that, man. I got to get on and troll bass.
Yeah, you'll have to give us some info on how it goes because that's I'm just excited about the fact that it's a festival. Like you're gonna go there, it's gonna be like kind of like going to the trade show that you would go to in the wintertime because they're gonna have a bunch of vendors there, they're gonna have a bunch of booths. It's gonna be a combination of that with being able to meet some really big anglers. There's going to be a lot of really cool guys there. There's going to be a bunch of industry guys there. From a YouTube perspective, there's going to be just unlimited content that we're going to be able to create from that. And at the end of the day, like it should just be fun. Like it's just going to be a good time, I think.
Yeah. So I'm heading up to Lake St. Clair the weekend of March 23rd.
Oh, really?
24th. Yeah, it's in Middle Georgia. Brian Latimer put on his stuff like last year, and I got the qualification email that I qualified to go to that tournament again. So
there you go.
We're gonna be fishing against people from kayaks, boats, banks. So it's just he puts on a fishing school on Saturday. So all day Saturday he puts on a fishing school, has some pros come in and talk about their
B-Lat's the man.
Yeah. Yeah. He is. He's very knowledgeable in blue heron lakes. If you had a lake that had a bunch of blue heron in it or shad, he is the man to watch because he can tell you how to catch fish out of them lakes.
He puts on a good, like, he's very charismatic in his YouTube channels too. Like he's very like he's not like, actually it's funny, I get picked on all the time. So the two guys that I'm going fishing with on Monday, the guys I'm gonna go ice fishing with, it's funny how like when you fish with YouTubers, you have like these like the same event, but you see everybody's like different impression of like how they edit it. And I got one buddy who, and I'm gonna talk shit about him, and I hope you're watching, Bear. He gets excited, like Mike Iaconelli fucking level excited over a 3-inch bluegill. He gets just as excited over a bluegill as he does a 5-pound bass. Like this dude is just, it is the best thing in the world if he catches a fish, and it doesn't matter what it is. And then they give me shit because a lot of the times I'm very reactionless. Like I'll be like, oh, look, a 3-pounder. And it's like, it's not even that I'm trying to be like that. It's just, it's not my personality to be all like explosion excited.
Yeah.
And like B-Lat's kind of like in that in between. Like you see where he gets pumped up and he starts talking about something he's passionate about. You feel it, you know, like he's not one of those guys that just drones on and on.
I'm definitely
his recent video they were doing a 500 versus a $50 combo thing.
Yep.
The other day, and his little boy was using that little push button spin.
Yep.
Catching redfish, man, like 3 or 4 pounds, and that little joker, man, he was like, he was excited.
I love when he shows the kids catching them. I love that. Makes me smile. So, but nah, it's So what you got planned for 2024 there, Jermaine? Me? My biggest plan, I write it down. I wrote it down somewhere. I don't know where my book is, but my biggest goal this year is I want to place in the money in one of my club tournaments. There's some sticks in there, and look, it is what it is. Whether they're good sticks or whether they know the lakes, because for the most part we fish just about the same lakes every year. It don't matter. You know, you still got to go out there and perform. So these guys, you know, we got a couple guys that are they're very knowledgeable and they know what they're doing, and they're top of AOI race every year. And I just want to get in it. You know, I want to make a stamp, you know, and say, hi, I'm here. I know what I'm doing. I'm not just some guy joining the club to be a donation and come hang out, you know?
Yeah.
I want to get some of mine back. I don't mind. Obviously, I don't mind paying the fees. You know, and honestly, like I don't know if anyone is in the area, Hudson Valley Bass Fishing Club, Hudson Valley Kayak Bass Fishing Club. Great. They do a great job with the discount codes when you join. So I think, I don't know how much. I don't think I get in trouble, but I think we got 30% off at LureNet all year.
Yeah,
wow. Good. Yeah,
It's like 30-40% off. We get kayak cushions. They got a disc. They actually have a discount. My club has a code with 6 cents. You know.
Did you get kayak cushions? I might have to.
Yeah.
Have to borrow your code.
Yeah.
I get a new one.
So
talking about codes. Talking about codes. Battleborn Tackle. If you use SEG KBF 24, you'll get 15% off the store.
Nice.
I
forgot about that, dude. Yeah, I forgot about that.
So they're out of I think it's Nevada. I hope I'm saying this right. I hope they're not out of Arizona. They're somewhere out there.
Code's canceled. That's it. It's over. They're out of town.
But yeah. So if you want to use code SEGKBF24, you'll save 15%. Okay. But yeah, Mike, what you got planned on 2024?
Dude, so much. So I kind of learned last year that I don't want to travel to do a live trail as much as and it sounds stupid because I'm like, hey, we're going to go to Pennsylvania and fish from Maine for a week. But I don't like traveling every week, 3 hours one way just to fish a tournament. So, actually kind of a good segue, but my boy above me here has, hooked me up and we're going to be doing a Northeast online trail. So my goal for that is to do well in that. I want to try to be in the top 5 of AOI for that league. And that league is going to allow me to create more content and do a lot more of the videos that I really wanted to do that I never got done last year because it's going to be less pressure. It's cool because and Maine probably is going to end up getting in on this too. So it's going to be cool because there's going to be a lot of people that I know that fish that don't necessarily want to do a hardcore competitive live one-day event because people's work schedules suck and it's hard to do those Saturday events. So being able to have a month, you could go on a Wednesday if you have the day off. You could go fish for a few hours, the day you do have off. And that's the biggest thing I'm excited about. But the reason why I'm more excited is because it's going to free me up to be able to do a couple big tournaments. So the one I want to do is that Adventure Series. Definitely that's going to be the big one. The next one I really want to do is there's a local trail from the group that I worked with. They do EKF and they do a bunch of tournaments. And there's actually a trail in the Adirondacks, Maine, that I was going to talk to you about because there's a couple. It's like Adirondack KBF, I think, something like that. They're doing one in Saratoga.
Okay.
So it's not it's kind of almost halfway between us at this point.
Yeah. I think it's 2-3 hours up.
Yeah, it's about the same for me. So I'm trying to basically, I guess the moral story is my goals are more circled around fishing with other people. I really enjoy collaborating with other people and learning from other anglers because I've learned that when I fish with other people, I get better because I go, oh, you're using a Ned rig? I suck at the Ned rig. I'm not going to use it. But then I watch them catch a fish on it and I'm like, fuck, I gotta do something with this bait. I gotta learn this bait now because I always wrote it off because it was always in my head. It was always oh, that bait doesn't work where I live. It doesn't work where I fish. But then when someone fishes with you and they're catching fish on your lake with the bait that you said doesn't work on your lake, now you got no more excuses. So that's what I like. I think that's my biggest 2024 goal is to grow my YouTube channel, but also just do more trips, go fishing with my buddies and just kind of get back to the roots of fishing. I kind of took it a little too seriously last year, and I want to just kind of get back to just having fun and making content.
I'm going to grab a tissue real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yep.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So I'll wait till he gets back and we'll go into that northern.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I'm pumped about it. I can't wait to see who signs up, you know what I mean, and get the people involved. And for those who are still in here, basically my plan on my channel, I'm actually going to be doing a separate mini podcast where I'm going to go over the standings, and I'm sure we're going to go over it, or Dan's going to go over it in some of his podcasts too. But I was saying, man, that Northeast trail one of the things I'm going to do, and I might even bring you in on some of them, is at the end of the month, I'm going to go over who won. I'm going to try to bring the winner on, or maybe even the top 5 guys or something, and try to bring them on, but it's not going to be just a trail. It's going to be something where it's going to be like hopefully a community where I can bring people on and, have them talk how the month went.
Yeah.
Yeah, sir. Yeah, so Jermaine, I waited till you get back on this northeastern part of the on the tournament series this year. So me and Mike had discussed this months ago and off camera and everything, and he was like, "Yeah, really, there's a lot of fishermen that don't want to travel 2 to 3 hours on a Saturday, spend a day fishing on the lake for 8 hours, then traveling home back 2 to 3 hours."
Yeah.
So I told him, I said, "Look, I'll get everything started. I've got a Tourney X account. I've been running tournaments for 3 years now. So I said, I'll set it up. We'll get it rock and rolling." So that's where we came up with the northeast corner of the U.S., including Canada, because he said there's some fishermen in Canada as well.
Frank can get in.
Do what now?
Frank's in Canada.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing is we wanted. So the guy I do a lot of my collabs with, bear fishing, he's in Canada too. He does come down to Vermont a lot to fish, but there's a lot of good rural kayak fishing in Canada. It's just people don't realize it. There's a lot of places up there that you can do that with, and they kind of get shafted on the tournaments because everybody kind of forgets about them.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's include them because, see, being from Vermont, Canada doesn't like, to other people, it's another country. To me, it's like it's like New York.
Yeah.
Like it's just another state to me because we see Canadians here all the time. It's not, I know a lot of people that like work in Vermont that live in Canada. Like, it's not, I literally have an endorsement on my license. I can cross the border without a passport. Like, we can just get a different license and we can go across the border, no problem. So
you know what's crazy about that real quick? You can't get that unless your state touches another country.
Yep.
So
which is stupid because technically your state does just by water.
So when I moved to New Jersey, they took my enhanced license and I was so pissed because I just paid for it.
Yep.
So they took my New York enhanced license. So I can't just go to Canada anymore.
Oh, wow.
I got to go get my passport.
So with the way that tournament's going to operate is you're going to be able to fish each month, whatever days you have off of work or whatever you plan, vacation or anything. It's public waters. And the inches that you get for that month is actually going to be your score that builds up throughout the year.
Okay.
So
I like that.
So if you're the top winner at the end of the season, you'll win a little frame saying that you're the angler of the year for that division, and you'll win a little small prize packet along with the invite to Georgia to fish with me in a private area that I have access to. So, but that's how the champion of the tournament series will get there.
And honestly, guys, once this grows, if it gets big enough, we might even my thoughts, and I haven't even talked to Daniel about this yet, but my goal is if we get this thing to be big enough, we got enough anglers in the Northeast, we may even sponsor like a North-South championship at some point where we meet somewhere in the middle, go in the off season and do something in between us where we have a North-South championship and have the two sides compete. Or there's a lot of opportunities with it because there's nothing like, there's a lot of Slay Nation trails in the Northeast. That's the only real predominant kayak trail up here. The Hobies don't come up here. The Bassmasters only come to Champlain. And there's a few local grassroots like the One Mains and things like that. But there isn't any, the online thing, the KBF like challenge series is the only online like monthly one.
Yeah.
And the problem with that is it's limited to one state. So what happens is like for Vermont, there's literally 3 dudes that do it every month.
Yeah.
That's it. It's the same 3 dudes. And it's like, I don't want to compete against those same 3 dudes. Yeah, I guarantee there's guys that are going to catch ridiculous smallmouth in Maine, or there's going to be guys that are fishing the Great Lakes. You know, they're fishing the big bodies of water on New York. Like, you know, there's going to be a guy that's fishing Cayuga.
Yeah.
That's going to be able to kick my ass with smallmouth there. But at the end of the day, the difference is with this trail, which is why I think it's going to be a fun trail, is that you get to fish your lakes. You don't have to go to this lake on this day.
Yeah.
Just to the conditions.
Yep.
You're going to be able to pick your favorite place that you catch bigs at.
Yep.
And put your money where your mouth is. And that's what I like about it, is that you're going to be able to use your home lakes to compete.
And that was the fun thing with the knucklehead too, you know, because it was kind of the similar format where, you know, I did a lot of my bank fishing. I think my biggest fish of the whole tournament came off the bank.
Yep.
And you were allowed to, you know, I literally went fishing with my boy and I was like, yo, we got 2 hours. Let's go. You know, I would think it was a Sunday and I had to work at 11:30.
Yep.
And I just went before. And I think I ended up catching a 21. That might have been my biggest fish for the tournament.
I always like the idea of being able to fish your own local waters. You know, that's just
it's, you know, a lot of, you know, in the not the bass boat world, but the kayak world, you know, if you look at it, you know, you got all these big national tournaments now, you know.
Yep.
Hobie this year just announced they're going to allow motors, so that's going to skyrocket off the planet.
Yep.
So
they never allowed motors until now.
Yeah, until this year.
Yeah, they did not. You could use them during practice, but you could not use them on tournament day.
Yeah. So yeah, it's and a lot of people have, I wouldn't say bad juju about fishing online stuff, but I think you just got to plan out where you're going to fish at. In your area. You know where the big fish hold at. You know the lake that holds the big fish. You have if you can go 2 or 3 times to a lake and you can catch 20 inches.
So can I give her a little recommendation real quick? And I think that this is a big misconception with online tournaments, and people do exactly what you're saying right there. They go to their big fish spot. Like, I got a couple lakes. I'll say it out. Rockland Lake in New York has tanks in it. It's a hard fishery.
Yep.
Treat it like a real tournament. Don't like when I go out fishing for my real tournaments, I start with a Ned rig and a paddle tail.
Yep.
I get 5 fish in the boat, and then I go, okay, now I can throw on a chatterbait, and now I can start trying to see if something bigger wants to come up out this grass and try to jump on a chatterbait or a lipless but don't just go to your big spot. You go there 4 or 5 times and you go, I can't catch nothing. I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, no. That's not like, you know, that's number one. If you want to be in any type of tournament, you want to be any type of semi-pro, whatever the hell you want to call it, that mentality is not going to work. Not going to work. Right now, I tell you right now, I fished for 6 hours straight on Gunnersville, didn't catch nothing.
It's a different mentality. It's a different gear.
I'll send you the whole file if you want. I was positive the whole way. You can watch the whole. You can watch. It's 5.5. It's 5 hours 42 minutes, and I'm working on editing it now. The whole way, I'm positive. No, guys, don't give up. Let's go. Keep grinding, fellas. Come on. We're going to catch one. Yeah. All we need is one. 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 You know, you got to keep your mind in that, you know, in that space.
I almost quit my trail because of the same thing. Dude, I blanked 2 tournaments in a row.
Yeah.
I literally, that second tournament that I blanked, I threw a fucking tantrum like a toddler and packed my shit up. I didn't even go to the weigh-in. Packed my shit up, texted the group and said, I'm done. I'm going home. And then about halfway home, I was ready to quit. Like, I was done. I even said it in the video. Like, I didn't even post a video for that tournament. I was just like, I'm not doing it. And then the next day I woke up and I was like, why? I'm like, I just need to fish. Like, I need to compete against myself. Stop worrying about what everybody else is doing.
Yep.
And that's one of the reasons why I was really excited when Daniel had said, you know, let's do a Northeast tournament. Let's get something for those guys, because I think tournaments make you a better angler because you're able to, like, you think you're good. You think you're good on your home lake until you look at that leaderboard and you go, oh shit, I'm in 10th.
Yeah.
Like, I thought I had an excellent day, but I'm in 10th. So the benefit of doing this online monthly deal is that it's on your schedule. It's
Yeah.
your if the weather is shit on a Saturday, you don't have to go on Saturday. If there's going to be better conditions on Wednesday and you have Wednesday off, you have that opportunity.
Yeah, because tournament day, it sucks when it's raining. I'll tell you that right now. It was raining so bad one day last year that it was like I had a t-shirt on and it hurt my skin. That was the only tournament, and if my dad didn't call me when my dad called me, I would have quit. It was like literally like he heard me.
Yep.
Hey, what's up, man? I'm just checking in on you. You're at the tournament, right? And I was like, yeah, I'm here. Why you sound like that? Well, it's raining pretty bad. What does that mean? I'm like, it's just a little tough out here, Chief. And he's like, well, and then he starts being a dad and starts, sunning me out and can't pick your conditions. You got to grind. This is a part of it. What would you do if there was 100,000 on the line? You're going to be a little skirt, all this stuff. He started getting at me. All right, Chief. All right. You're right. And I got my head back together. And that's funny, too, because that tournament, I think I ended up coming in 7th because after that phone call and after that skin weltering rain that I endured for like about 10, 15 minutes, I remember this guy at the boat ramp told me, he was like, yo, go fish that grass patch. I went over to that grass patch and I ended up sticking like 4 or 5 smallies. And it was a rough day for everyone. So I think only the top 4 people caught a limit. So I had 4. So it put me in the top 10 by default. And I got AOI points.
Hey, that's...
it's like...
Yeah.
And then he called me
after. It's funny, that first fish,
too.
man. That first fish is a breath of fresh air, though.
Oh, my God.
And that's the one thing, like...
Yeah,
it doesn't matter if it's in the first 10 minutes or the last hour, dude. It is like, okay. Because if you don't have a fish at there's just something about not having a freaking fish on the board that eats at you the whole fucking time, man. It's awful.
Yeah, it's if you go back, look at these guys back in the earlier days, the 80s, early 90s, way before electronics got real big on boats, and them guys were fishing bodies of water that they knew how to fish because they fished them bodies of water each year.
Yeah.
And they knew how, at a certain time of the year, they knew where the fish were going to be.
Yes. And that's how the guys in my kayak club are getting.
Yeah.
And then you introduce electronics and it's like they can confirm what they already know. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, the weather sometimes, it's funny that you say that the rain, no one likes fishing in the rain. I'm not going to try to pretend like, oh, I love fishing in the rain. That's not the statement I'm going to make. But I will tell you, I've caught more over 5-pound bass in the rain than I have not in the rain.
I'm a diva. I don't like it now because of my hair.
Fair enough. It's funny because I bust out in those weather conditions, and I think what it does, I think it makes me fish harder.
Yeah.
Because I want to earn it. I want to make it worth this fucking miserable condition that I'm in. I want it to be worth something. So I
gotta get like a swim cap. I gotta get like the Michael Phelps cap or something that I'm gonna like stick in my kayak because like that day my locks were just like stuck to my face.
Dude, you could probably get one of those like
just get a woman shower cap.
Yeah. Straight up. Like I have one when I take a shower, but like honestly,
I'd be curious if those like the NFL skull caps that they use, the helmets. I wonder if those are like waterproof because they're kind of like that wicking material. They might be waterproof.
Yeah,
it's crazy. But other than that, I mean, like if it's, I don't do cold and rain. I can do one or the other. I can't do both. Like if it's cold and it's dry, all right, wear extra clothes and deal with it. If it's raining and it's warm, it's like, all right, well, it should stop. It shouldn't rain all 6-8 hours of the tournament. You should be able to dry off at some point. When it's both, if it's like sub 55 and raining, I think I'm tapping.
So I will say, dude, actually, I have it back there.
Unless there's a lot.
So, dude, they make there's some pretty cool stuff out there. Like AFCO makes some, Bass Dash makes some. There's a hoodie that they have that's actually water repellent. so you can kind of stay warm, but you don't have to wear the bulky ass rain suit. And that might work for you in the rain because you can kind of tuck everything in the back of that hood.
Yeah.
And if it literally, when you first buy them, water, you can literally take your sleeve of your hood and put it under the faucet and the water will just bead right off of it. Now, if it rains all freaking day, yeah, it's going to get heavy.
Yeah.
But it never really seems to penetrate it. And what I found is I actually found some spray that you can put to kind of recharge it. So over a few wash cycles, it's definitely like a Scotch guarded kind of thing with a tight knit.
Yep.
You can then spray it, let it air out, and then it will contain that water repellent stuff. That might be a trick for you to do those fishing in the rain, because then you could flip your hoodie up over.
Yeah.
Which would keep your hair contained, and then you have that like.
Actually, a good idea.
Because I'm telling you, dude, and those Bass Dash hoodies are like.
I think that's how I ruined this hat. That's why I bought the hat I have on now.
This is waterproof. This hat right here is waterproof.
You see the color difference?
Yep.
They're the exact same hat.
Yep.
That's just from
having rain and the sun.
Yep. Sweat. You see that? That's how you know you get it done. That beautiful sweat. Right. It's beautiful to me. If you ain't got a hat with one of those, you ain't fishing hard enough, Chief.
I made a hat that had like an embroidered Binyah Outdoors logo. You can't even fucking tell what it says anymore. It's just so bleached out that it's just gone. Yep. You can't even read it anymore.
Yeah, Scott, I am coming down with a little something. Honestly, I think I'm catching the flu, but like I said at the beginning, I'm gonna rough it out for y'all.
Going back to a question talking about the Ned rig earlier.
Yeah. Hey, you ain't gotta tell me. My most productive week of the year, I think it's right here.
Dude, so you know what's funny is I did not catch a fish on that thing until last year.
It's right here.
And I picked it up last year and I looked at my stats in the off season.
Yep.
65% of my fucking fish came on a Ned rig.
Yep.
Yeah, so
that's a lot when you don't even use it until like August.
Yep.
So many fish.
So this is what I'm.
Go ahead, Daniel.
So this is what I'm sending. Yeah, I'm sending Mike a jig for him. Tim Williams from Death Dealer Baits poured the head. I put the skirt on there, and then he poured some of these.
A Ned jig.
Yeah,
I'm in.
Yeah, and Ned. Let me tell you, that presentation right there.
Yep. Dude, I can tell you right now, there's a lake 20 minutes from my house that will get destroyed.
Yep.
Sometimes that little finesse, sometimes downsizing or upsizing is the way to go.
That's what you need.
Yeah, it's been sitting on my desk for like 2 months.
I think we all do that.
Yeah. So Jermaine, you dropped a video today on what is that? That new 6 cents what?
The line through. I got one right here.
Now that's the actual hangover. Right?
Excuse me, sorry. It's starting to beat me up a little bit here, but yeah, this one's open. This is
what color is that, dude? I like that color.
Ghost. Hold on. Ghost something. Ghost Gizzard.
Ghost.
Honestly, see through too. I'll show y'all right here. This is. So you can see it right there. You see how you can see the harness in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's see-through. But it's pretty.
Man, that thing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I can't wait. And then it comes with this beautiful hook. I actually didn't show the hook off in the video. I dropped it.
See, now I saw, who was it? Zaldane just put one out too. And it's technically through Bass Mafia.
Mm-hmm.
And it may be something to try with that one. So what they did with theirs is they actually did a regular like worm hook, like a heavier wire worm hook.
Okay.
And that might be something where if you find that you're catching a lot of big largemouth, it might be sneaky to tie on a worm hook instead of a treble.
Yeah.
Because you might get a little bit better penetration with that bait, because those trebles sometimes have a tendency to not really get the hook good, depending on how the line through idea. I really like the line through idea. That's actually why I ordered those that 6 cents the
Little
head.
offense. Yeah.
Because the thing I like about the line through is that when they hit that hook, a lot of times with those big swim baits, they T-bone it. They don't hit it head on, or they don't hit it tail on, and they don't get the hook good because the bait is so heavy that they can throw it.
Yeah.
With the line through, theoretically, it's going to allow that bait to just kind of get out of the way.
Yep.
And I think that's going to help with getting some of those bigger fish. Because if you catch a fish that's ever been hooked on a jig, you know it, because the first thing that fish does is goes to the surface and starts thrashing his head. Because he's figured out that if he can get that weight going in the right direction, he can throw that hook.
True. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
But
so we got to.
This thing also comes, one last thing on the hangover. It comes in a pretty cool clip case. So like, I know that these things cost $20 each, so you don't want to ruin the tail or nothing. I don't know how well you can see it. You can see it on my video pretty well, but you see those little slits, that little X? These things just go like this.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Okay. And then there's one here, and now it's locked back in there.
Dude, that's nice because you don't want to like just throw those in your box and get them all smashed up.
And you know how many paddle tails you throw in the bottom of your tackle box or whatever,
and they get
back to it later, and then it's like this, and you're like,
I got a mag draft that I bent the tail on.
So our Facebook user is Mr. Roy Wigden, I believe that's how you say his last name. And I tell you, the reason why I pulled him up, he started the kayak magazine. It's called USA Kayak Fishing Magazine. The next, and I wrote an article for him in this one. That's the reason. This is the cover of it.
Nice.
So, but he has a Facebook.
Is that who's saying? I hope I get some of those.
What now?
I said, is that the same person? It says Facebook user on my screen.
Yeah.
But they do have a few left on the 6 Cents website. Obviously, they don't have the best colors, but I think all the colors are legit. But like, so this one.
Now they have those in like a 6 and an 8, right? Do they have them in a?
No, they're all 6.25. They have 3 different variations in the sink rate.
Slow sink, so it's a weight thing. I knew there was a variation. I just didn't know.
Slow sink, medium sink, fast sink. But that's the live crappie.
Oh man.
Yeah, I want that. That right there.
I got to have that
destroy.
Sold out here. It's like I put up a reel. This might. I'm gonna go out on a leg and say this is like 6 Cents' best color. It's always sold out. You can go look at almost anything they make it in.
Yeah.
You know. And then here's another good one. This is the live shad. This one's pretty nice too.
Oh yeah, that'd get destroyed up there on.
Yeah, man. You know,
like
it's just
Lake Hartwell, like Clark's Hill Lake, and all our shad lakes and everything here in Georgia. That thing can get destroyed, especially when the
I got was the six smoke.
Now, are they like a heavy plastic, or they feel like really soft? Because they have a lot of flex to them.
Heavy as it is, so I think it's 2 ounces, 2.7 ounces.
Okay,
so it's a heavier bait.
It's a heavier
bait. As heavy as it is, it feels pretty soft.
Okay. Well, a lot of that's a harness too, right? Because they have like an actual true plastic harness inside.
There's a harness in there. Yeah.
It's not just like the lines through the hole in the bait. They actually put a plastic.
And then the same person, he said, hit the correct speed or they swim wonky. That is very true. If you take a look at Ben Milliken's video, that's the difference in the sink rates. The slow sink and the medium sink do not swim well when they're slow rolled. They're meant to have a little rhythm to them. And he announced that. And some people are, shitting on him for it, but that's how he made the bait. He made it for that. He literally said in the video, if you want to slow roll, you got to get the fast sink. That's it.
The fact is, dude, honestly, there really isn't any. The mag draft sucks at going fast.
Yeah.
The coal shad, from what I've heard, you can fish it a little bit faster, but when you fish it slower, it has a roll. they're designed for what they're designed for.
Exactly.
You can't make a bait that does every technique.
That's
Not
it.
in that
No.
size and that shape.
It's hard.
It's gonna resist water.
It's
You
very
know,
hard.
like there's no way to make a perfect bait. What you're making a bait for is like he did. He made a bait for a specific purpose.
And that's
And
why
the fact that it has different weights is cool because
no one else has
Mega
that.
Bass doesn't have that.
Yeah. They don't have
And they're
that.
kind of the
Oh, you just
pioneer
put
in a
nail
lot of
weights
that
in it.
stuff.
Oh, we made nail weight slots.
Yeah. Yeah, but
I fished the rivers down here. I'm just afraid of jackfish or a chain picker, whatever y'all call them up there.
Yeah.
Bite that damn thing in half, and there goes $20 out the window.
Yeah, I hear you on that. It's look, my first fish I caught on the coal shad was a pickerel.
I expect to see a
Keep
short
going.
main of you sobbing hysterically because you
No,
lost
I
your last
got
live
him in the boat.
crappie from
I got him in the boat. Oh God, if I lose this thing, yeah.
because you know what is gonna happen is he's gonna be like, "There's no more. That's my last one."
Yep.
Dude, I had that happen with
Yep.
I got a couple of baits from eBay and like hand painted lure, you know, so it's not like I can just go to a tackle store and buy it. Then dude, it was just like a little frog and he painted it in a June bug color for me. It's what I wanted. I ordered it that way, dude. And I casted that thing out. I caught a couple small bass on it. And then it's what it was is it's really cool. It's a frog like this, and it swims like 90-degree turns when you retrieve it, but
Okay.
it only sinks about this far. So it's perfect top water, ticking the top of the grass, dude. I casted that thing out. I got 2 cranks and boosh, like huge explosion, and then my line came back.
Ugh.
So I know it was a pike, you know, doing their like Shamu method. And I was just like you said, jackfish, like the way they hit it, they get it so deep. And if you don't, and I had straight braid on it. It's just, I brushed it across those teeth just right, and boom, it's gone.
Yep.
It sucks.
Yeah. Hell, I've lost freaking crankbaits not retying and just.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, that hurts.
They fly across the
So
lake.
you know what I did that with? TK. I don't know if you guys know Tacklecraft.
Yeah.
He sent me 2 spinnerbaits because he was on our live stream. So he doesn't really like he's a bait maker, but he doesn't really like make baits like that. So
Right.
like I can't go get another one of his spinnerbaits, and even when they do, they sell out like that. I went fishing with my girlfriend for the only time this year because she's just not a fan of it. And we weren't even going fishing. We just went on a drive to go see like the fall foliage. And I was like, oh, well, since we're driving up the parkway, you mind if I pull off at this lake real quick? I'm just going to take like 10, 15 casts. We'll hang out. It's like 65 outside. We'll hang out real quick. First cast.
Yep.
Pop. I didn't even do anything. I was like,
in there.
And then on top of it, you know, like when your ladies with you, like I couldn't be like, fuck, that's a $25 spinnerbait.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was just like, yeah, I got to go to the car real quick. I lost my lure. I'll be right back.
Yep.
I had to just keep my composure, but I mean, like I got a couple, free, but still, like his spinnerbaits are $25.
Yeah,
and I was just like,
that's actually why I stopped doing braid the leader. I kept having problems where
the connection
because my leader was starting to get short, I didn't want to retie. I got lazy, you know, like because I was only running like a 7 or 8 foot leader because I hate casting a knot through my guides. A lot of the newer rods I have those micro guides, and I don't care how good of a knot. Before people roast me in the comments, I don't give a shit if it's an FG or a uni or a fucking a crazy Alberto. They hit and they catch. And so then I'll get to the end of the day and I've got 3 feet of leader left because I've changed rods out 12 times. And I just you know what, I'm gonna go straight because I cast it off. There's probably about 8 Berkeley War Pigs in my home lake that I've just liplesses that I'm trying to get way out there so I can yo-yo them back, and they just keep going.
Yeah, it's which I don't throw braid a whole lot except on my spinning reels, and I do a leader on my because of the bigger guides, just like you're saying on my bait casters. I don't throw.
I ended up going to straight floor. That's what I did is I ended up buying matter of fact, I have it downstairs. I got a 1,000-yard roll of Invisex. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just
Put it on your
gonna.
spin rods?
No, so that's the one thing okay. So I guess I have to backpedal because you did catch me there. On my spinning rods, I run high vis braid, like an 8-pound, 10-pound high vis braid, and I will run those to like 5, 6 foot, 7 foot, like fluoro or mono leader, depending on what I'm fishing on them.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's the only thing. Everything else is straight braid. It's straight bottom.
Because I don't. It's hard for me to fish a finesse technique without high vis because it has saved my ass so many times. Because there's been so many times that like fishing a wacky rig or a Ned rig where you don't feel that tick, you don't feel that fish hit, but you see your line. All of a sudden the current's going this way and your line's going that way, so you know something's up.
Such a good feeling.
And you just you watch it, and you see your line just like it's in a loop on the water, and it goes straight, and you're like, oh, something picked that up, but you wouldn't have known. You would have no idea that fish was there. And being able to use that, lime green or yellow or whatever your preferred color. I used pink last year just for the hell of it. I can't mentally. I tried it. I'd end up putting straight fluoro on one of my spinning reels, and I regretted it. I was like, I can't. I don't like it. It blew up. I didn't like it.
Yep.
And
wind knots.
Exactly. So I just was like, you know what? I'm gonna stick with that. But then again, I don't run. I run 8 rods in my kayak, and I only usually run 1 or 2 spinning rods.
Yeah, same.
But what I'll do is I'll keep a small roll of like fluoro so I can retie that. So if that starts getting that leader starts getting short, I do just cut it and start over because I've casted that off. But I'm also casting wacky rigs, Ned rigs, the occasional like weightless Texas rig just to like get a little bit of a different appearance. So I'm not, honestly, if I cast it off, I don't really care because I lost a $2 hook and a 50-cent worm. So I don't really give a shit. Like, it's not as big of a concern for me.
But yeah, guys, we're not going to hold you up much longer, Jermaine. I know you're not feeling good there, man. And
yeah, it's catching up to me a little bit.
Yeah, rest has got to come into effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, but keep tabs on the North Series.
Yeah,
coming out. All y'all guys up there, and if you have somebody that you can reach out with your local club, and I'll get a flyer to you if you want to.
Yeah, let me know. I got a bunch of guys
or whoever.
Always down to fish. So
yeah.
That's what I like about the other thing to mention is like guys like Maine, for example, he has a local trail, but think about the fact that while you're fishing that local trail, if you have a good day there, you're also going to have a good day on this tournament because it's online. So you can fish your home trail. You're double dipping every time you're going fishing.
That's it.
So you could literally come out of there, maybe Maine's goal of placing in the money, maybe he has a stellar day and places in the money in 2 tournaments because he already entered in the online one. So
that'd be lovely.
Yeah. So Malone asked me.
I think he got summoned.
Yeah, I don't think y'all can hear that train, can
you? No.
Okay. It was kind of weird sounding. I didn't know what was going on. But Malone said I need to do another YouTube tourney this year, like I did last year.
Dude, I almost got into that, and then I had some shit come up, and I was gonna jump in on that one. But I'll be in on this one this year's.
Well,
if you do one,
I'll look into it. Give everybody time to get recouped after all the holidays and get everything settled up.
Yeah.
But
let us North guys get some fucking open water.
Yeah, right. We can't fish until at least March. I mean, look, we'll see what the weather dictates this year, but consistently until end of March.
Yeah, so, March, April.
But yeah, I'll email you the flyer there, Jermaine, and let you look at it. And, pass it around and things like that.
Sure, we'll do.
And thank you for joining us on the podcast tonight, and I hope you feel better, man.
You guys have me. Thank you. I'm gonna get some
probably
rest.
Sick of looking at me on a web stream at this point.
Nah, you're my guy.
The third web stream we've done in like a month and a half.
Right. We'll get another one.
Yeah.
We'll get another one. You'll keep them rolling.
Yep. Yeah. And as always, thank everybody for hanging out with us. And fish on, and y'all have a good week, and stay safe and warm. That's the big thing.
That's it. And we'll see y'all next time.
Yep.
See you guys in a couple weeks.
Deuces.